Whether you go.
Fix my cheek real quick. What you mean you don't know how I'm stepping? What you mean you don't know what I'm repping? I'm feeling my hood.
First opened back in 2008. There's a look at Lucas Oil Stadium here in downtown Indy. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Indianapolis Colts. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And no run back here on the opening kickoff, as we'll start at the 25. Quickly to the air is Wilson. Flush to his right. And incomplete to open things up.
I thought at first he tried to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
We're just going to have to start it over 0-0.
Incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And able to find Alan Lazard. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Play action. Now Wilson. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked up by Juju Brents. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well,
okay. I have mine up already. I just haven't put it in the group. Hold on.
The interception and the pick 6 to take the lead.
Partner, you'd have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in, because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that quick miscue, and I would say their plan worked to perfection.
Extra point by Gay is up
really
and good, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Maybe he forgets.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee.
But he feels that you're gonna scout him. He don't need no one scouting his team set.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this goal. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Inside the 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff concepts over the years.
I would agree with that totally. You often think to yourself, why do they all alter it so much because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes.
If you would, like I think you would stay. If you would have went right more, yeah. Not gonna lie.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That pass I picked, I had to jump in front of your guy. Because it was going to be one of those deep-ass shots where you catch it.
There, so you can only go so far outside. They were able to close.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4.
You ran into your guy.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Here's Hardman to return. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. From the 34
oh,
now,
man, because that first one was going to be a mean-ass hit. Got to prevent that.
Richardson off the play fake. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Christian Watson, 66 yards. And the Colts continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one.
They all just let us through.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. Wilson wants a different look. They'll start on the ground. Hall. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Throwing is Wilson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, we still have another game to play. I say we play tomorrow.
7 to start the game. Now he's gonna have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up.
It'll have to be tomorrow night when I get off work. I'll be off work between 8:30 and 9.
Now they face.
Yeah, we can play then. That way we can play our game at night. And then, you know.
To throw is Wilson. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Rolling to his right. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And intercepted. Wilson's third of the game. Picked up by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Colts are going to have great field position.
I was waiting. Do you not know that? I was up by a touchdown.
There are several factors at play for why they face this deficit.
Because I was going to have the ball.
That's now 3 interceptions that he has thrown, and just giving the football away. Pretty careless here in the opening half.
Yeah, I know that all of our parents taught us to share as youngsters. But in this game, you don't want to share with the other team. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for your team. Got to cut down on all of those throws, those errant passes, if they hope to get back into this game.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running.
No, but it's okay because he just has looked at the player that he don't have a big tax on.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides,
his second year in, no matter what, win or lose.
You did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this
offense. He even knew that before the game.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep
the defense honest. He put up those stats. That was nice.
On every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now it's Richardson. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And honestly, I think his identity is passing, and that's been established.
Briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now a 2nd and 2.
No one's going to pay for that, Oscar.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
It always happens like that.
Time, they end up putting a little too much heat on it.
I've been established that
a touch more air under it instead.
What's his face? I can't throw in the run.
After the incompletion, here now 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. He's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field.
4th and 1 is telling me to go for it.
4th, they had the 8-yard gain on first
down.
Yeah,
we're just going to go for it.
Do much from there.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense.
Not even like that.
Making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Because I know to myself.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down.
And do you know Jake was trying to quit the franchise the other night?
After 1.
He comes alive. He was all quiet.
From Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. Harris going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk.
Oh, you see what he's not doing?
Gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up.
What is he not doing? You tell me. I'm curious.
Off play action. Richardson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, You can often mistime that play
I thought it was a
because
catch.
of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Taylor will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. You can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay.
What do you mean, like change up the... Oh, yeah. To manually change it.
So they'll bring it out to the 25.
Well, they...
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback has to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Hall again. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now he needs that guy.
Straight ahead is Hall. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Vita Vea stopped that play in its tracks.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight ends that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 15.
Yeah, well, he's good, but he's not the best, so it's like easier to try to go after him.
Midfield now. Here's Wilson escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete.
They're going to give him for roughing the passer probably.
And I'm not sure he was
illegal forward pass.
when he let that thing go. He broke that line of scrimmage and then let
and
it
your
fly. That's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and
is
you don't
injured.
just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either
go for it, Cheese.
Or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come
that was
back
your
to
right
the
tackle,
20.
huh? Yeah, it was. He's been the one holding.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Christian Watson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts continue to pull away here in this first half.
It's your team, though, but you know what it is? No. But if you, how many corners do you have out there? I have 3 receivers and a tight end. Yeah, because if you're running more line and linebackers, he has to pick up, and especially if you have 2 safeties. Yep, the safety's not helping him.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Here's Wilson to throw. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
What are you trying to say? There was a hype in this game?
Running back. So the
honestly, because I lost.
It'll be 2nd down. Second quarter action, 2
first
minutes
game
to go on divisional round weekend. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk
I don't care.
In your progression,
it was out of my hands. It was like
you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
Now Wilson changing the play. Hall ought to give up the middle. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 2nd and 3 from the 9. Here's Wilson. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold or did they rough the quarterback? So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
They'll look to run with Hall, and he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
I figured if I wanted a chance to score before halftime,
get one score back.
Yeah, like, I didn't really let him score. He scored, but I don't want to take it from him. But, like, I just really didn't.
We're going to be terrific. But to get one,
I didn't want to.
That was huge for him. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Wilson going to throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself.
Yeah, he's only like an 89, 90
That's why
speed.
you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Who?
Play action. Now Richardson.
I think.
Oh,
shit.
On the outside as it's intercepted.
Nice pick.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Jets will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. 2nd down and 6 now. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield.
You should have used your timeouts right there to get you closer and hit at least a field goal, bro.
We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the
Oh, that's dirty. It said
third quarter.
Hey, you know, Oscar Ralph?
Go home. That's the name of the game.
On the stream, he says, Coach Spanky the computer, you got to play some human.
And Dallas Flowers going to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to
He's
bring it
hearing
out
me,
of
so
the end zone, not a
he
good
knows
one.
I'm playing someone, but I guess he knows already. I already told him that. Yeah, I said more than likely. I said I just gotta get past someone else. I said, but
they've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, it may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 4. Coming left is Kamara. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because
it's just he didn't know what he wanted at first. That's all it was.
Lineman to make the play.
Richardson on the bootleg here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that is exactly what you needed defensively. It's a long road back from here, but that's a good start to the second half as they force a punting situation and a 4th down.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
He's going to have to run the ball to get close.
As they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows?
Touchdown, Colts.
Yeah,
Najee Harris.
but I'll be considerate. I'll just run the clock out on my end because I don't. Yeah, because I'm not trying to.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Nah, if I'm trying to pass,
following the touchdown,
maybe get closer,
Gay to kick it away.
With him defending deep, I'm not gonna be able to do much because his guys can pick the ball off. It's more about he needs to be lurker more.
Pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
It would be a little harder for me to do something to you if you would have had your cornerback, your
now to start their next drive.
Well, what's his face?
Been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for
He
them.
said you hacky.
The returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Here's 3rd and 3. Richardson to throw off play action. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jalen Waddle from 10 yards out. And the Colts have taken a 6
when I threw it, I was like, damn, it could be a pick right here. I was out of position to grab it before you could have.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Who's yours?
After the touchdown,
Yeah,
it's
I'm telling you, next season with what you have did with your receivers, they're going to be good enough where you don't have to worry about feeding the ball so much. You gave your other guys too. No, you can. You can. But I'm saying, you're going to see. Because, like, aren't you going to draft? You're going to need to add to your team.
Up now to start their next drive. Well, it's a game that they would
well,
probably
you
forget
still
about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Play action. It's Wilson. And now here is another interception. It's DJ Turner who's got it. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Now a timeout called for by the defense.
But in all fairness, that fool's 97 speed.
One here in this 3rd quarter.
He's a young guy that I brought in throughout the season. I gave him a little bit of playing time in the 4th quarter every game. And he sometimes a slot, you know what I mean? Just to get him in the game. So I hope it's been helping him. I mean, not really so much, but his speed really has.
Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And the defense on him quickly.
I overran that shit.
Stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Hall. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Colts pick it up. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here, punting, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sense.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Again, it's Kamara. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line
Yeah,
got some smiles on its
got
faces.
injured.
And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they just run this clock out, because this one
already shanked
it was over a long time ago.
When you said go for it, I did was gonna click it.
No good, but that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception.
It just bounced to his hand on that one.
Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout. You know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Now contact up
front
as penalty markers come in. Who is this
against?
It's
on 2 mode.
He's a little too aggressive there from his Mike linebacker spot.
Sometimes you jump into gaps trying to draw them off sides. This time he tricked himself.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra hut, that extra emphasis.
Richardson hit it, he fumbles it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Jets are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout.
That was thrown very, very behind your guys, though,
and
bro.
Stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Yeah.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll give to Hall. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Good answer that one.
On first down, right back to Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now it's Wilson. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds
I know I could have just let you get in there, but I just thought that was funny.
38 yards. Defensively, I know they have a comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong.
I went for the...
Oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your cover.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Very fortunate to get another shot.
Blitz.
Here's 2nd and goal.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. See, there was no blitz.
Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now.
I pulled linemen were...
Well, CD, they just
safety number came down, but I had a lineman release off the line.
They've been dominated, but at least they get
that guy right there that was next at the end, he was supposed to be in the middle.
To put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and, and ledger sheet.
I do know how to put teams together, but the only problem with this team, like Austin mentioned, I'm not going to be able to keep them all.
Left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And wait a minute, did the Jets get it? They did. So the onside kick is recovered.
No way, they gave it to the Jets.
I always thought, Charles, as someone who didn't play these positions, that going over the middle as a receiver or trying to recover an onside kick, those are two very tough things to do. It
takes a lot of fortitude to put yourself in that position, but you have to do it in order to help your team win.
Unable to recover it, it costs them. The kicking team gets the football here.
See, let's see what you could do in 1 minute.
Come up on a 1st and 10.
No, more than that.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
A good man coverage.
Now Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And now here is another interception. And the Colts are
it's like, you know where you get hit as you're releasing it?
Another mistake.
It was one of those.
Interception there, and gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout.
I know.
But these defenders, they also know
but
this is the NFL.
I was trying to see if anything else was open first. I don't want to just go to him. He's like the fastest guy I have, so I'm like, let me see if there's anything else open.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll buy some time right.
No. I love that shit. Why didn't they do that?
Picked up by Cameron Curl. And his guys are going to take over.
Hey, you got Curl from Washington, huh?
Yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right.
I swear, we fucked up all the teams in the league.
A veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all
you
the
were a
stuff
part of
out
it.
That they did
Wait. Who was the Chargers, grabbed Herbert, and he has Herbert in the team, and he trades him away for C.J. Stroud?
A handoff for Hall. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Looking to throw. Wilson. And this is
hey, did you get a draft?
Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit, because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
Hey. Hey, dude. That's automatic loss, definitely.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Run it back. Run it back.
That's alright.
Run it back. Run it back. Run it back.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Run it back.
I mean, those stats don't count. It's just like the XP or from all the big play shit. Let me see. Where we at? Yeah, the players. But yeah, but well, he. Mhm. Yeah. No, he's on there. They say he quit.
Ultra fast. I ain't with the bucket dash. Run it back, running back. Face back with the shoulder pads.
Run it back.
You
Watch
quit.
it back. You think I want it cream, but I like it black. Bobby ass and run it back. You see how
I don't know. As soon as we said that, it right away happened.
I don't stress about it. I think less without it. I'ma cut out anything that's in my psyche. Feeling myself high key. Running back. Let me have it back.
What do you guys say?
Cut out anything that's in my psyche. Feeling myself high key.
Yes, like that, like that, like that.
I know you did.
Right back. Oh yes, like that, like that, like that. I told him I'd be right back.
Run it back, run it back. Told him put the money in the bag. Double that. Run it back, run it back. Told him put the money in the bag. Double that, double that.
Run it back, run it back.
Run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back.
It was, but it was for his team too. It was gonna be for his team too, because
In the truck with his fire tag. Pump the gas, run into the future.
no. Geez, like you had a lot of XP for your players, believe it or not. Yep, your player had picks. We're playing Super Bowl tomorrow. Any more? Oh, you guys should play each other.